morning to all of you. We are continuing with same chapter, chapter number 6, economics. 3 topics are left. Topic number first, characteristics of monopoly, and characteristics of monopolistic competition, and characteristics of oligopoly. First topic, characteristics of monopoly. Meaning of monopoly: when there is only one seller for producing and selling the goods. When there is only one seller or producer for producing and selling the goods in the market, then it is called monopoly. Or we can say the producer, when there is control of only one producer on supply as well as on price of the product. When there is control of only one producer, over supply and price. It's called monopoly. So we have two different definitions. First, whenever in the market there is only one producer or seller for producing and selling the goods in the market, then it is called monopoly. Or second, when there is control of only one producer over supply and price of the product, then it is called monopoly. Now characteristics. First one is single seller and numerous buyers. So by this point it is very clear that there is only one producer, but buyers are in large number. So whenever in the market there is only one seller and numerous buyers for the goods produced by producer, then it is called monopoly. Next one is absence of substitute goods. Means they are producing such goods which has no close substitutes. So they are producing such goods which does not have any close substitute goods, or does not have any competition in the market. That's why this is one of the important characteristics of monopoly. There is absence of substitute goods. Restriction over entry of new firms. Restriction over entry of new firm means once a producer has established monopoly in the market, after that it becomes difficult for new firms to enter in that market. That's why it is called restrictions over entry of new firm. It is very difficult for a new firm to enter in such market in which already a producer or single producer has captured the market, means it has monopoly. Reason, whenever new firms try to enter into the market, they will reduce the price in such a manner that new firms, if new firm established in the market, then such firms have to suffer. They have to suffer loss. That's why they are making such a policy. Means the monopoly, the producer, the organization which has monopoly in the market, they are making their policy in such a manner, policy, strategy regarding price, regarding product, in such a manner that it becomes very difficult for a new firm to enter in the market. Fourth one is control over the price or sales, on both price and sales. Because since there is only one producer, one seller, that's why whenever they want to increase the sale, they can. Whenever they want to decrease the sale, they can decrease the sale. Means increase of sale means supply of sale becomes more or less. It depends upon the producer. Next, control over the price. Since there is only one seller, single seller, they are producing such goods which does not have any closed substitutes, means consumer or customer does not have any other option rather than to purchase those goods. That's why they have fully control over the price. Whenever they want to increase the price in order to earn supernormal profit, they can increase the price or they can reduce the price also. It depends on the producer. Next one is price discrimination. Price discrimination means differentiation in price. Differentiation in price means for the same products they are charging different price in different areas. In one area where rich class are living or residing, they in that particular area they are charging higher prices. When they are approaching slum areas or the areas where poor section of the society residing, from them they are charging low prices. Means for the same product or services they are charging different price from different customers, and it is called price discrimination. So in monopoly, producer can charge different price from different customers. Supernormal profit. It is very easy for seller or producer to earn supernormal profit. Supernormal profit means whenever they want to earn more than their expectation, more than their average profit, then it is called supernormal profit. So whenever they want to earn supernormal profit or abnormal gain, that is also known as abnormal gain. Abnormal gain. It is very easy for producer to earn abnormal gain by charging higher price for their product. So whenever they want to earn a supernormal profit or abnormal gain, they can charge higher price than the normal price of the product. In this way, they can earn a supernormal profit. So it is easy for single producer to earn supernormal profit. So these are the characteristics of monopoly. Once again, first, single seller, there is only one seller and buyers are in large number. Second, absence of substitute goods means they are producing and selling such goods which does not have any other option, any other substitute, any other competition in the market. Restrictions over entry of new firm, it becomes very difficult for new firm to enter in the market in case of monopoly, because already they have captured a big share in the market, already they had made their reputation in the market, and whenever new firm tries to enter in the market, they are making such strategies, such policies regarding price, regarding product, regarding sale, so that it becomes difficult for new firm to enter into the market. Control over the price or sales, since there is only one producer, one seller, that's why it depends on them. Whenever they want to increase the price or whenever they want to increase the sale, it is in their hand to increase the price or increase the sale, or decrease the price or decrease the sale. Price discrimination, since there is only one seller, once again there is only one seller, that's why they can charge different price from different customers. And last one is supernormal profit or abnormal gain. Whenever they want to earn supernormal profit or abnormal gain, they can charge higher prices than the original price, than the market price, in order to earn abnormal gain. So these are the characteristics of monopoly. Characteristics of, next one is characteristics of monopolistic competition. Monopolistic competition means the market where there are large number of buyers and large number of sellers selling differentiated products or heterogeneous products. Heterogeneous products or substitute goods. goods. The market where producers, there are large number of producers and sellers selling differentiated products or heterogeneous products or substitute products. Such market or such competition is called monopolistic competition. Almost all products which we are using comes under the category of monopolistic competition. Now, 6 characteristics are given here. First one is large number of sellers and buyers. Second one is product differentiation. Third one is free entry and exit of firms. Fourth one is selling cost. Fifth one is imperfect knowledge regarding the market. And sixth one is competition other than price. These are the 6 characteristics of monopolistic competition. The first one, simple explanation, that in monopolistic competition, the number of sellers and buyers are large. Means there are large number of sellers and buyers in case of monopolistic competition. That's why, because there are large number of sellers and buyers, that's why both parties, sellers and buyers, cannot influence the price. Cannot influence the price. Cannot influence the price. Both the parties, either seller or buyer, both cannot influence the price. Means, for example, sellers. There are large number of sellers in monopolistic competition. That's why if one seller, because one seller contributes insignificant supply in total sale. That's why if he wants to increase or decrease the price, in both cases he has to face losses, and it may be possible that very soon the business will shut down, since he contributes a very small proportion of supply in total market, in total sale. That's why such type of producers cannot charge higher prices or lesser prices, because in both cases he has to suffer loss, he has to face loss. That's why in the same way buyers cannot also, because buyers are large in numbers, one buyer cannot force to reduce the price. So in case of monopolistic competition, sellers are in large number, buyers are also in large numbers. That's why both the parties cannot influence the price. Next one is product differentiation. Means in case of monopolistic competition, all sellers, all producers are producing and selling almost similar products, but then also they are differentiated with each other on the basis of their price, packing, weight, ingredients, means on the basis of price, packing, color, weight, ingredients, we can bring difference between those products. Means they are producing similar products on the basis of its usefulness, but on the basis of color, price, packing, weight, ingredients, they are different products. Such type of products are called heterogeneous products or substitute goods or product differentiation. So in monopolistic competition, you will find that all producers are producing similar products, but then also they are different from each other on the basis of their color, price, packing, weight or ingredients. Third point, free entry and exit of firms. In case of monopolistic competition, there is no restrictions over entry or exit of firms. Anytime, any firm may enter into the business or enter into the market, or anytime they may exit from the market. There is no restrictions. For example, whenever market situation is such that they are passing through earning abnormal gain, means when prosperity period is going on, that time it may be possible that many new firms will join the market. Similarly, when market is passing through depression period means when demand is very low, production is very low, that time it may be possible that many existing firms will leave the industry, will leave the market. That's why we are saying that there is no restriction over and on the entry and exit of firms. Anytime firm may enter or anytime firm may leave the market. Next one is selling cost. Selling cost increases the price. If whenever selling cost is included, it increases the price. And selling cost includes the various types of expenses. For example, expense on packing, advertisement expense, transportation expense, showroom expense, if expense to make product more attractive, so these are the expense which are included in selling cost. And selling cost is different from production cost. Production cost, what is production cost? Cost incurred means amount spent during the production of goods. Such expense, such cost is called production cost. It is different from selling cost. Selling cost incurred after the production of goods. Once goods are produced, after that whatever cost incurred on such goods, that such type of expense is called selling cost. For example, once again, expense on packing, advertisement expense, transportation expense, showroom expense, expense to make product more attractive, and such selling cost increases the price of the product. And in case of monopolistic competition, selling cost is included in the price of the product. Next one is imperfect knowledge regarding the market. Since in this type of market, differentiate products are produced and supplied in the market, means heterogeneous products are supplied in the market. First point. Second, the price of the product, because here competition is more, because large number of sellers are there, that's why competition is more. So in case of imperfect knowledge regarding market, the price of all those heterogeneous products depends upon demand and supply of such product. It depends upon demand and supply of such products. As a result, price may increase or decrease after regular interval. That's why consumers do not have perfect knowledge regarding the market. Here market means when demand may increase or decrease, when supply may increase or decrease, what will be the price of the product? Means they do not know the accurate situation. Means buyers do not have perfect knowledge regarding the market situation. Next one is competition other than price. In case of monopolistic competition, there are large number of sellers. That's why they have competition with each other, not only for price. Beside price, in price, one competitor is keeping price according to the price of their competitors. But beside price, they are focusing on, or we can say, beside price, they have competition for quality of products. On the basis of price, beside price, they have competition for quality of products, policies or strategies to increase their customer. So beside price, there are various factors in which each seller or producers are doing competition with their rivals. That's why competition is always present, always involved in monopolistic competition, but not only on price. Beside price, on other factors also, they have competition with each other. So characteristics of monopolistic is also completed. Now third one is characteristics of oligopoly. Before that, what is oligopoly? When there are few sellers and large number of buyers in the market. Means when there are few sellers, there means such producers are countable. Such producers are countable. So when there are few sellers and large number of buyers, and such sellers or producers have competition with each other, then it is called oligopoly. Now first point, few sellers and numerous buyers. As this name indicates that there are few sellers, it means such sellers are countable. Such producers are countable, but number of buyers is large in case of oligopoly. Second point, similar or substitute goods. Means in oligopoly, sellers are few, they are in very small proportion, but they are producing similar products or substitute products. For example, steel industry, cement industry, automobile industry. Automobile includes vehicles, production of car, bikes, steel, cement, automobile industry. These such type of industries are the example of oligopoly. So they are producing, for example, different companies are there in automobile industry. They are producing cars. They have different function, but they are producing substitute goods. Entry or exit of firms. Now here two conditions are there. First one is if oligopoly is free. Oligopoly is free. Then it is very easy for new firms to enter into the market. Now what is the meaning of oligopoly is free? It means the few industries which are already existing in the market, If they are not making any policy altogether, if they are not making any kind of strategy to stop the entering of new firms, then we can say that oligopoly is free. So if oligopoly is free, in that situation, it is easy for new firms to enter into the market. But if oligopoly is restricted, now what is the meaning of oligopoly is restricted? Suppose total there are 5 companies are there in automobile industry, and they had made the policy or strategy together. And what type of strategy they had made? They had made the strategy to stop the entering of new firm. This is also called cartel, CARTEL. This policy, this process is called cartel. When few industries make a group making such strategies or policies to stop the entering of new firms, that process is called cartel. That is called when oligopoly is restricted. So when oligopoly is restricted, in that situation, it becomes very difficult for new firm to enter into the market. So here 2 conditions are there: when oligopoly is free, when oligopoly is restricted. When oligopoly is free, it means few firms has not made any group, has not made any strategy or policy by stopping the entering of new firms. In that situation, it is very easy for new firm to enter into the market. But at the same time, if oligopoly is restricted, means when these few firms have made a group making such strategy or policy to stop the entering of new firms, in that situation, it becomes very difficult for new firm to enter into the market. Now selling cost. Once again, selling cost is different from cost of production. Cost of production is different terms. Cost of production is different. And selling cost is different. Cost of production, once again, expense incurred during production. Whatever expense incurred by the producer during production, such expense is called cost of production. Selling cost, expense incurred after production. Selling cost means cost or expense incurred after production, and such expense are incurred by producer in order to increase the sale, in order to supply the goods in the market, means transportation cost, in order to making products more attractive, in order to pack the products, means packing expense, and in order to recover showroom expense. Such type of expense are called selling cost. So in case of oligopoly, selling cost is also included in price. As a result, price will increase. Due to selling cost, price will increases. It means price includes selling cost also. Interdependence. Now what is the meaning of interdependence? We know that few sellers are there in the market. Few sellers, countable producers. And they are producing almost similar or substitute goods. That's why they have to keep their price according to the competitor's price. According to the competitor's price. And not only price, in order to provide quality products. Means in case of, once again, in case of oligopoly, few sellers are there. That's why it is very easy for each other to collect information regarding the price, regarding the quality of the products. It is very easy to collect information regarding price or quality of products, and on that basis they also keep their price. They also keep the price of their products. Means they are keeping the price of their products according to the competitor's price. They are trying to provide quality products. Means quality of product is also depends upon the quality of competitor's product. Competitor's product means the price of the product, the quality of the product, the packing of the product, advertisement expenses, means all the selling, all different types of selling cost depends upon the competitor's policy or rival's policy. That's why in oligopoly we can say that each producers or each firm is depend upon each other. In monopoly, one more point is there. In case of monopoly, firm is industry. Firm is industry. It means since there is only one producer, or one seller, it means that producer or seller is the firm, or same producer or seller is the industry. What is industry? What is the difference between firm and industry? For example, firm means a different producing unit. For example, in automobile industry, there are different companies who are producing cars. Company A, company B, company C, company D. So these are different producing units. These are called firm A, firm B, firm C, firm D. Different producing units are called firms. Industry means combination of firms, combination or group of firms is called industry. It's called industry. So in case of monopolistic competition, oligopoly, and earlier we have done perfect competition. So in these three types of market, firm is different and industry is different. In all these three types of market, in monopolistic competition, oligopoly or perfect competition, industry is deciding the price of the product. And whatever price industry had decided, all firms has to accept those price. Means in case of monopolistic competition, oligopoly and perfect competition, price may increase or decrease. Not in perfect competition, but in these two types of competition, price may increase or decrease on the basis of demand and supply. And whatever price is decided on the basis of demand and supply, such price will be accepted by all these producers. But such thing does not happen in case of monopoly, because there is one seller in the market, one producer in the market. That's why, and the same producer is the firm and same producer is the industry. So this producer or seller is the price maker and price taker. Price maker and price taker. Means same producer has to decide the price of their product and same producer has to accept the price which they had decided. That's why it is called that in case of monopoly, single producer is the price maker and the price taker. In this way, we have completed all types of market on the basis of competition, and this chapter is over.